Hello! Today I want to talk to you about tow bars and also how to prepare them for use with a caravan. So first things first, I'm going to talk to you about the different types of tow bar. Then I'm going to talk to you about the different types of hitches that might be put onto that tow bar. And then I'm going to show you how you prep your tow bar for use with certain types of hitches. Let's start with talking about tow bars. There are three main types of tow bar you can get: a fixed, a detachable, and a retractable. Now, a couple of things to note on all tow bars is that there will be an S value, and that's the static nose weight. That's the downward force that the tow bar can take from the caravan that you're going to couple to it, and you mustn't exceed that figure. The other thing to note is electrics. Any caravan manufactured after 2008 will have a 13-pin electrics on them. What this means is it is one plug on the caravan, one socket on the car, and it will power everything from the road lights through to charging the battery and running the fridge whilst you're on the move. Caravans before this date will have probably two 7-pin sockets. They do the same thing, but they're just two sockets rather than the one. Let's talk now about the two types of fixed tow bar you can get. You can get a flange style and a swan neck. On my car, we have the flange style. The tow ball bolts directly onto the tow bar, but by bolting on, you can have accessories. So we have got a bumper protector plate. We've also got our electrics that are easy to access and close by. But you can also add things like bike racks and also anti-snaking devices if you wish. The other kind of fixed tow bar you can get is a swan neck. Now this is more elegant, more simple. The electrics though will be a bit further underneath. Now the cons with regards to having a fixed tow bar is you can catch your shins on them. They're permanently in place. But for me, the pros far outweigh that. They are easier to access. They also protect the back of the car, and generally they're more budget friendly as well. So now let's look at a detachable tow bar. So a detachable tow bar, you can get a horizontal detachment, but the most common is the vertical detachment. And that is where you push the tow ball up under the bumper and it locks into place in a receiver. The pros of these is that, again, they look sleek, and when the tow bar is off, the car doesn't look like it's got a tow bar on it, which is fab for some people. But the cons are they are generally more expensive, and the electrics are quite a way underneath the back of the car. So if you have mobility issues, bending, kneeling, etc., you might find that quite difficult to access. And again, actually fitting the tow bar can be a little arduous if you have any dexterity issues. So just bear that in mind if you are going to go for a detachable tow bar. Then we have the retractable tow bar. So this is generally a factory fit tow bar, and it deploys from underneath the car via a switch in the boot, and then you just push it into place and it clicks and locks into place. Now this is the best of every world really, because one, when you're not towing, they're stowed up out the way, out of sight, so the car doesn't look like it has a tow bar. But when it is deployed, it's quick to use, it's quick to put into place, and the electrics are on the side of the tow bar itself, which creates a natural kink in your electric cable and reduces the risk of the cable dragging on the ground. The only con really to this is they are top end. They are the most expensive tow bar that you can get for your car. So it is up to you. I'm just sharing with you a few things to think about before you go and make that tow bar purchase. Sadly, I come across a lot of people who have detachable tow bars because that's what they've been told they need, to then only find out they do have back problems, knee problems, and actually using a detachable is very difficult. So that's tow bars covered. Let's go and have a look at some caravan hitches. Every trailer caravan has a hitch. Most commercial trailers and horse trailers and some of the smaller teardrop caravans will just have a standard hitch, which is this bit under here. They need grease. They need to be greased hitches, and you will have grease transfer onto your tow ball. If that's the case, you don't need to do any prep to that tow ball. You can just let it be mucky, but just beware, don't get it caught on your trousers. Always put a cap on when you are not towing. A lot of caravans have stabilisers. And I want to talk about the Alco one first, then I'll mention the Winterhof. So a stabiliser is there to dampen down the feeling of pitching and swaying whilst you're travelling along. It does this by these two pads in the head here. Once you've clipped on, you've coupled onto the Caravan, and that's on the tow ball, you then push this head down over the top. The pads in the head hug the tow ball nice and tight to reduce that pitching and swaying. And it does this by using friction. And because it uses friction, that is why the tow ball itself needs to be free from paint, grease, rust, road dirt, etc. So you have to keep them clean and shiny at all times. And I'm going to come on to that in a minute. The other common type of Caravan stabiliser is a Winterhof, and these are normally a blue handle. They do the same job as the Alco. The main difference is, rather than having the two handles, so the black one and then the hitch head, they just have one handle, and it's a slightly different motion for hitching and for coupling and uncoupling, but they do the same job. Depends what manufacturer of Caravan you've got. That will determine what stabiliser head you have on it. So now I've explained some of the hitches, and I've explained what needs to be greased and what doesn't. So now let's go and prep the tow ball ready for towing. So the last thing we need to do is actually prep the tow ball. We will be coupling our car to a Caravan with an Alco stabiliser. So when I was talking about stabilisers, I mentioned with the Alco that they have the pads in the head, and because of that they work with friction, so the tow ball needs to be dirt, rust, paint and grease free. So I'm going to show you how I clean my tow ball. So what you're going to need is some abrasive sheets from a well-known car accessory shop, a can of brake and clutch cleaner, some cloth or a rag. So if you've got a brand new tow ball and it's still covered in paint, you can use a Dremel to take the paint off if you have a Dremel with a sanding tool, but be careful you don't put too much pressure on, because you can dimple the tow ball itself. If you're going to be using the abrasive sheets like I do, then you've got a bit of elbow work to do, okay, because you've got to get all that paint off of the actual ball head itself. So mine's not too bad because I keep on top of it, because even once you've done this, it will re-oxidize, it will get rusty and mucky again, so you have to do this on a semi-regular basis. So I'm just giving this a scrub round, looking for any rust, any dark patches. And you just keep going until that is all cleaned off. Then you take your brake and clutch cleaner. Now the reason we use this and not white spirit, methylated spirit, washing up liquid, I got asked once, is because of what that's made of. This will clean all the particulates off your tow ball. Now, spray a cloth, not the tow ball itself. If you spray the tow ball itself and it splatters, it could hit your colour-coded bumpers and take the paint off, and we don't want that. And then we're just going over the top, taking off what the sandpaper's created, so any of that dirt, that rust, that grease. And you end up with a shiny tow bar And you can see what muck I've taken off there, just wiping over that. And that wasn't in bad condition. I also, whilst I'm doing that, I give my cap a little freshen up as well, because when it's on the back of the car, road muck can get in there and it will make that dirty as well. If you are towing a trailer for the tip, or a commercial trailer, horse trailer, and a caravan, I recommend having two caps. One that's for when the tow bar is greased, and one for when the tow bar is going to tow the caravan and needs to be clean and shiny. And that's it. That is my tow bar ready to go. So let's go and get the caravan and hitch it up. Let's just recap then on what we've talked about today. We've looked at tow bars and the different types of tow bar you can purchase. Think carefully about your needs and wants, i.e. mobility versus beauty. And sometimes mobility is going to win. We've also talked about the different types of hitches and whether you need to have a prepped tow bar or a greased hitch, vice versa. And also I've shown you how to prep that tow bar when you are using a stabiliser head. So remember, when you need to clean your tow ball, you need some abrasive pads, brake and clutch cleaner, and a rag. So if you found that video useful, please click like and subscribe. And if you click the bell, you'll get a reminder when a new video is released. We'd love to hear your comments below, so please share how you got on prepping your tow ball for towing. I'll see you in the next video.